Welcome inside the coach's office. It is another edition of the Pikiell Podcast presented by Horizon. Rutgers fresh off a 9-point win over Indiana last night, a horrible weather night. Good fan turnout though, and a terrific effort by your club. Coach, how are you?
I'm great. It was a horrific weather night, but how about the toughness of our fans to show up and the students that, always make, Jersey Mike's one of the toughest places in the league to play. It was nice to be home too after 2 straight road games. Big Ten road games are no joke. So it was nice. We played well. 5 guys in double figures. It's nice to have healthy Mawat getting healthier. Austin Williams healthy. We're gonna have Big E soon too, getting healthy. So some good stuff around the corner too. So, excited about the improvements we've made. But now we're off on the road again in this league.
Yeah, Michigan State coming up over the weekend on Sunday. So you hit on a couple of things there, most notably 5 different players in double figures. And also I thought, and I know Indiana made a run early, but you scored the quick 7 points. It was nice to get out to a lead, something you've been talking about. How about the contributions offensively from so many different guys?
I will tell you, we've played, 35 minutes of good basketball, but the first 4 have been a struggle for us, and I'm glad our guys were locked in from the beginning. Our defense was great all night long. That held them to their season low, and they're a really good offensive team with NBA prospects in the front court especially. But the contributions of everyone, our bench, J. Mike came off the bench and gave us some good minutes. We got rebounds. I thought Cliff, 11 rebounds, 5 blocks, huge one at the end, timely threes by Andre Hyatt, big free throws by Derek Simpson down the stretch. Just a great team effort, and we're going to keep getting better. That's what I love about coaching. That's what I love about, it's a new team. We got a lot of new pieces, and they were unhealthy at times. We're kind of figuring them out, and we're kind of plugging some of the holes that we had, turning the ball over and not making free throws. We're making free throws now. We're, doing a great job on the backboard. So we got to continue that.
And I thought Derek did a good job of putting that game away with the foul shots at the end, which was important.
100%. And he handles the ball, and, he's a guy at the end of games. We like the ball in his hands. Andre made a couple big ones too, but it's always team effort. It's always Jersey Mike's Arena, the fans, the loud, and they got up and they supported us. And you're playing a really good team. Indiana was playing great basketball going into that game, and so it was good. Hopefully we can take that momentum moving forward.
How about Cliff? You mentioned him, and you're right. That block at the end might be the most underrated play of the game because we think about everything else, but it really stopped a little run Indiana might have gone on. 3rd in the country in blocks. Just what has he done defensively? He's one of the best rebounders in Rutgers basketball history. I think he got his 800th rebound yesterday. I think he'll be the #1 shot blocker in the country, statistically at the end of the year. He's really, to go from his freshman year where he led the league in fouls per minute to being a guy that could be the all-defensive player of the year in the league is really just incredible. And he continues to just be an unbelievable representative of Rutgers and just continues to help us win basketball games. When the season started, you kept saying, we gotta wait for Mawat. He's getting there. And when you see, we'll be a little bit of a different team. And each game he's been back, he's gotten better and better and better. Ohio State was phenomenal. Was it Ohio State? Yeah, the 24 points. And then he comes out, or Iowa was the 24 and 10. Then he comes out last night and just a solid effort. Austin Williams, amazing. Talk about those 2 guys specifically because they gave you great efforts in a little bit different fashion, but both outstanding.
They're really good defenders, both of them. You could see Mawat's progression. He had a career high at a double-double too in that game, 24 and 10. But Austin too, they had serious injuries. And so I'm thankful to our rehab people. There's a lot of people that go into getting back on the court, and Rich Campbell and Dave Van Dyke and such. So very important that they stay healthy. You see our team is a little different with both of those guys on the court. And, we didn't have that earlier on. So, as we were finding ourselves with younger guys, these 2 guys are veteran guys. So it's a big difference. But we got to keep them healthy. We got to keep them in rehab. They're down there right now, downstairs. And they're going to have really good seasons if we can keep them on the court.
51 rebounds, which you pointed out already. More than that, though, the offensive rebounding to me was unbelievable last night in the win, and the lack of offensive rebounds you allowed and really limited their opportunities to one try. What's been the difference? Is it just getting Mawat back? What has it been?
I mean, he's been a part of that. We've really emphasized, we've done a lot. And I tell our guys, they watch a lot of film about it. We tried, as you go through a season, early in the season, we were turning the ball over a lot. And we kind of, you address it and you show the importance of it. And we've done a pretty good job of keeping that down. And obviously, we were getting out rebounded, and I'm not used to that. 19 offensive rebounds against the tallest team in the league. At every position, they had great size. Certainly effort, and our guys are locked into that. We got to continue that, because the last 3 games we've out-rebounded all of our opponents, in the Big Ten games. So we got to continue that. But guys are locked in, having guys back, having healthy, and hopefully Emmanuel can really help us on the backboards too, because he's one of the biggest guys in the conference.
Adding another piece, which will be great. Did a great job holding Indiana's offense down. You held them to 1 shot, which was outstanding, and you turned them over at will last night. What causes that? Is that just Derek and Jamichael and Austin being active? What's the biggest thing?
I mean, that's a big part of it. I call it connected. Like our defense, when it's connected on rotations, connected on drives. I mean, Derek had a great steal just by being in the right place. And then Mawat's activity on the ball. We tipped a few out of bounds plays, and Andre Hyatt got a couple steals, and Cliff does his job. But when our activity and when we're connected, we can do those things. We got good length and we got good athleticism at those positions. So we're starting to take advantage of that now, and we need to continue to do that, because we've been forcing a ton of turnovers by teams.
We talked before the game last night, and you started with this today about the crowd. The crowd was outstanding. I don't know what the number was, but there were a lot of people there last night, and I think going in it was, oh my God, this weather, state of emergency, there might be 1,000 people here, and that was not the case. A lot of fans always ask, how can they get more involved other than just coming to the games? What would you tell them?
I tell you what, they come, they make a huge difference. Last night it was loud, even though a lot of people, stayed home and were safe, and I'm thankful for those people tuning in on TV and radio. But the ones that showed up were unbelievable. And, I say the fans, they've done just a tremendous job of building this program alongside the staff and the administrators and all our people here. But I will tell you, the Knights of the Raritan is our collective. It's subscription based, so it's huge. It's a real issue, and people can chip in and help with that. That would be tremendous, and I'm real proud of the work that the Knights, of the Raritan do, and the Knight Society too, Geo's collective. So those things are real, and those things help.
All right, so now let's talk about going forward. You beat Indiana last night, and now it's right back on the road. I mean, the schedule is not easy. You start with Illinois, you get 2 road games immediately when you resume, and now out to East Lansing. What are we looking at on Sunday?
I tell you, another tough place. Obviously, Hall of Fame coach with terrific players. They have basically their whole starting 5 back from last year. We haven't played well in Michigan State, have never won there. So there's still a lot of things we got to check off the box. And again, it's our 3rd road game out of our top 4. And, our first home game was against Illinois without Mawat and without, a lot of players too at that time. So, and they're the best team. They're ranked 7th in the country, one of the best 2 teams in the league. So Michigan State, challenging always. They run, they rebound. They're well coached. We got to play well and got to build off the momentum of the last game. We played well. We're looking more like Rutgers basketball.
And that game will be at 12 noon on Sunday from East Lansing. Coach, thank you for a few minutes. Looking forward to Sunday.
Thanks so much.
That'll do it for another episode of the Pikiell Podcast, presented by Horizon. 12 noon Sunday, Rutgers at Michigan State.